when I first heard about Eusebius's death from one of my colleagues who did not want me to hear about it from a news update, my first overwhelming instinct was to call him. Not because I wanted confirmation of knowing for sure that one of the most intense, brilliant, talented, kind, and alive people that I had ever known had passed away. But because, as I've done through pretty much most of my adult life in South Africa's ever-moving, often psychotic news cycle, I wanted him to explain to me what was happening, to talk me through the rush of feelings, the memories of shared past, and the sort of terrible grief of an absent future. And I wanted him to tell me what the hell was going on, to make it make sense. Because even in the face of the most profoundly confusing, divisive, and traumatic times, Eusebius Mckaiser had the powerful gift of making things make sense. He was an extraordinary and gifted intellectual who could debate the big questions of life with you, including religion, which he did with me. And he would, like go through the minutiae of a court judgment, what a judge meant by a certain phrasing, and then navigate between that to talking about date my family. I mean, that was the ambit in hilarious detail. We would talk for hours about rulings, about application, and applications is a big love of voice notes, which I think all his friends are familiar with. These perfectly worded synopses on what was going on and what it meant. And we would argue, agree, disagree, and then struggle with our understanding. I always walked away from conversations with Eusebius, some broadcast, many of them private, knowing at the end that I knew more than when we started talking. And I know that I am one of an ocean of people that had that same experience. Whether he was delivering one of his painstakingly researched broadcasts with the brilliant Megan Lubke, who did such incredible work together, giving a speech or having a passionate conversation at a lunch, Eusebius was, at his heart, one of the greatest teachers that this country has ever known. Eusebius demanded excellence from himself and from the people blessed enough to have engaged with him in the spaces that he occupied, spaces where he always made other place for other people to come in. He was not selfish in his intellect. He was not selfish in his success. He lifted as he rose, and he is one of the people that embodies that saying more than anyone else I knew.